Hello to anyone who's joined. Just setting up here.
Have a good night.
You too. So just getting my colors and my water out here. I don't know if y'all can hear me, but gonna draw this bridge right in front of me here. I was trying to get a good angle for it. I also forgot to mention that schedule change in the stream won't be active until next week. Realized I haven't had a good place for my water here. Guess I'm just gonna have to bend down to dip it, which is fine. So I have my little watercolor palette here, and basically I've been studying color and I've been trying to really reduce it down to the common denominators here. It's right about sunset, so it's a good time of day for shadows. And this is gonna be a shorter stream today, so let's see. I want to get a little bit of everything, but mainly right across this water here. Okay, so I'm gonna do what watercolor artists call a wash by making some blue grays here. So I'm gonna take some see if I can show you what I'm doing. Taking some blue. I'm still a very amateur watercolor artist, so still learning. Now I'm gonna try to take a little bit of gray. Get some brown. And I'm going to lighten it up with white. There we go. Something really soft like that. Get more blue in there. And not going to take up too much of this guy. It's going to be like here. A little up. I'm a bit below the bridge here, so. And something like that. I don't know if this is working. Doing it from my phone. Okay. Gonna bring it a little bluer up here. And there's some clouds I'm gonna try to... This is all about speed and picking the right colors for me. So that's what I'm experimenting with here. Kind of wiping some of this off. Kind of make the highlights with my finger. It's pretty cool. Watercolor's so different. You can actually wipe it off. Huh. I kind of like that. So now I'm gonna grab more of that blue. And this brown. And when you mix raw umber or burnt umber with ultramarine blue, it gives you a gray. So I want the gray to be more on the blue side, for sure. What's up, Jacob? I can barely see the comments here in the sunlight. How's the audio, man? I know there's probably no music this time or whatever, but it's also not showing me the viewers. But gonna keep moving here. So right here, a thin strip of land comes up. You know what? There's not enough blue in that for me. So I'm just gonna take the rest of my blue here and add it into there. There we go. That's more of the color. It's gonna go up there. A bit big. And then the hill kind of goes up there again. Okay. I'm learning to block my things out quick and not think about it too much. So then right up to that hill we have this really, really nice green. Got a guy on the kayak there. Cool. Appreciate it, man. Tune it in as always. I wasn't even sure if it was working. I gotta keep an eye on my battery here though. 36%. See if I can do it before my phone dies. So I gotta make some green. And I'm gonna grab some of this. I think they call it emerald. Oh no, I'm sorry, I grabbed the wrong green. I'm gonna wipe that off my palette. And I'm gonna add you know, I picked the wrong green again, guys. Let's see. I think what I gotta do add blue to it a little bit. A little bit of gray. More gray. Can't see my palette right now, I know. You know what? I'm still not quite finding the green I want. I'm making like ocean greens here. I guess I'm gonna see what happens if I take some yellow. There we go. That's the green I'm looking for. And we gotta tone it down. Add some white maybe. Needs more yellow in it. Take some of this cadmium and mix it into the side of the green, not going full in. Little bit of black. And it cuts down like this. Now I've been experimenting with it's called gouache. Basically what it does is it gives your paint more opacity. Allows you to cover. Like that. Okay. And this green actually comes way down to like here. Okay. I'm just trying to get the right colors here. That's basically what I'm doing. Just adding some different tones. Watercolor is so nice, I tell you. So I go to work with big shapes and down to medium and then to small. So that's what I've been thinking of lately. Let's get this bridge in here. This bridge. I need more paint, actually. I'm just getting some more of the colors. Such a nice day out here in Tennessee right now, let me tell you. Let's see. So it was, ran out of light. And black. That's good for now. Okay. So, bottom of this here. I'm gonna take some burnt umber, ultramarine blue. Mix them together. Some black. Darken it all up. And I'm gonna kind of just, from thick to thin here, make little weird brush strokes all the way down here. It's like the riverbank. Yeah. There's all these trees that are going up. I'm not gonna get too crazy with them. There's some in the grass there. There's one there. It's just a study. I want to get the main shapes. Actually, it's like a little dirt grove in the grass, and then trees are a bit smaller over here. They do go above the bridge though, so it's gonna give it some depth. And just go thinner as they go down. Oops. Okay. I'm gonna get a bit more black and brown. So it's dark. And add some more texture in here. Just at the bottom, a little high. Just like that. Simple information. And now this water here is interesting. It's like a mucky brown gray water. Needs more brown. It's the only thing that the sun's on. So I'm gonna experiment with bringing in some orange. Cadmium orange, it's called. It's kind of getting the color. Need more water. Ah, there we go. Get some black. It's a bit much. And I'm just gonna take this schlop of color and just draw this main shape that I'm seeing here. And basically it's a shadow that's along here, and it's all one big shape. It's connected right to this tree here. It goes like this and has things at the top, connected right to this tree and all these trees here. And it's just this one shape. It gets thicker, and then it comes to this point here, and it's like a shadow for the bridge that will be put in a second here. It's like that, kind of. This is like a square. kind of gets weird here too. Hey, what's going on, Stephanie? Just noticed. It's different seeing the comments like this. So I'm gonna take some white and see if I can brighten it up. And I'm gonna add a touch of orange because I want it to be warmer now. I want it to be warmer. This might not be the right color, but screw it. Let's try it. Just gonna let it kind of blend in there. Ooh, nice. It didn't cover up my tree trunks. My tree trunk shadows. And I just want to get this color in. Oops. There I am painting the next page. I just want all this to kind of, I can come back and make these on top again a little bit. Just rough. Not getting too into the detail. And keep on with this color here. I have to bend down to the ground every time I dip my brush because I didn't think out having a table. But this is the consequences of outdoor study painting. I'm doing this to improve. I'm gonna come back with I'm gonna bring some dark in here. I've been obsessed with trying to decide what color is what. Alright, a little darker here in the edge. Get some of that shoreline there. Super rough, like super rough. Chop into some of that there. Water's gotta be. So here's what I can do. Actually, I'm gonna finish the water. Finish up the water here. And just like that. Now, I'm gonna get even brighter here with the white gouache and some orange and yellow. I'm gonna try not to overpower the green. But there's like this crazy sun highlight going on. And I want to get it. It's like I see why they use gouache now. It makes sense. It's chalky and it reactivates with water. I'm gonna have to remake kind of this color here. A little bit of brown. Black maybe. There we go. I'm gonna reanimate some of these shadows that got a bit covered here. You want to break your composition down into big shapes, medium shapes, and small shapes. So that's what I've been learning. Let me fix this tree here, make a little more sense. And maybe there's a couple in the back. Where's that? Over there. Okay. Now for this bridge. It literally goes like this. And I think it's cool because of the way it makes a V with the shadow. So I've been thinking a lot about my compositions and how they can look better. Now this ain't exact, but I'm gonna take some blue. Lots of gouache, because I have to cover, what gouache does is it gives opacity to watercolors. I'm going to take burnt umber and mix it with the blue. Still want it to stay on the blue side here. Getting there, a little more blue. You can't see my palette, that's why I'm explaining what I'm mixing into it. See what that does. Just like this. Not gonna think about it too much. That's the point of these paintings. And I'm just gonna try to make this as straight of an edge as possible. I'm talking really quiet because I got people around me. I don't want to disturb the piece. So I don't know if you can hear me. At least you're seeing the process. I'm going to check my battery here. Okay, we're at 23%. I'm going to plug in my battery thing. Before I do that, let's finish this bridge here. So there's another line right above it like this. Just like that. And there's a big pillar right here, and it comes right down, holding it up. It's like that. Like that. It's down at an angle, and then into the water. Just like that. Can't see the other pillar in my shot. And then there's these little posts now and again. Just like that. Actually here I think I'm going to take out my round brush. Brush ready down here in the paint bucket. Going to plug in my external battery here. And getting some charge. Keep us going till the end of the study, hopefully. Oops. And there I go, messing up the camera angle. Okay, not bad. Cool. Just have to figure out a way to balance this battery, that's the problem. Let's see if I can put it here. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Oh, right here, perfect. Look at that. Okay, moving on. So I got my round brush for the details, and before my color dries, I am just going to put in those little railing things. Just try to keep them evenly spaced here, for the most part. This is definitely calling for some darker shades of blue underneath. That's good. And then I'm going to continue the stroke here so it's not getting in the way there. Oops. That wasn't cool. Oh well, that's fine. I'm gonna take more ultramarine blue here. Get it dark with some black. Super like dark ultramarine. It's cool underneath this bridge. There's no sunlight hitting it on the side you're seeing it. The sun's actually facing me directly. It's like it's off shot that way. And, oh cool, what's up, Kirsten? Trying something new today. Something like that. Then we get the line here. And then right from there, trying to make simple shapes. And then another one. If I can draw this without touching it. Ooh, a little wavy. Got the point across though. Let's continue those lines here. And here. Oops. Cut into my luckily I still have that gray. There's a lot of the gouache in it. Fix that up. Make this a bit more solid. Wet medium is so different, let me tell you, than dry. The paint doesn't like to stay put on the canvas. But it's fun, fast, and very clean study material. This is incredibly relaxing to watch. I love the river and bird sounds in the background. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. I wasn't sure how well it was picking up everything for my voice. It's probably picking up my voice super loud. I know the iPhone microphones are pretty incredible. And I continue with this dark blue here. I'm gonna let that dry, actually. And we're gonna light up. I'm gonna take some white, not the gouache white, but watercolor white. And just mix it into my dark green that I was using for the base color of the bridge. to make this kind of stony gray green here that you can see. I'm going to use that to highlight the edges of the bridge here that the sunlight are hitting. Actually needs to be brighter, so I'm going to take more white. Almost shockingly bright, because it's like a direct beam. No, I'm using watercolor paint, like paint. Trying not to be like that. Very expensive stuff, let me tell you. Okay, so go like this. Right on the edge there. I'm gonna stop right before that shore. And then another really soft edge there. And there's some dark blue that needs to be like massaged into the color right here. Not all the way down though. Oops. Apparently still wet. And that's all one piece of cement, so merge that there. And because this is looking weird, it's not matching. It's not actually how it looks, but just to make it look like it somewhat works, do that. Simple studies here. I'm not gonna go crazy over the perspective or the drawing and whatnot. So I'm gonna continue with the highlight color I made here. Super opacity. And it's actually not on the edge. The only thing it's on the edge of now is on the top here. So if I grab a good chunk, see if I can do this without it's much thinner than that. I messed that up. Now, I'm going to reactivate some of my green over here. This is what I love about watercolor so far, is that if it dries on your palette, you literally just add water and it comes back to life. And with the use of gouache, it's almost like acrylics. I like it, you know. It's really fun. I'm going to get some more highlights here on the water. Oh, that ain't quite a highlight, is it? So you know what? Grab this yellow here. Find a corner over here on my palette that super yellow, super saturated, I'm just gonna see what happens. Don't know until you try. I'm gonna take some gouache to lighten it and also make it super thick so it goes over the river here. Still a bit yellow. I'm trying to get it more towards the white end of things. Take some Chinese white, a new color I've been using. Gonna lighten it even more here. Like right here. It's blinding me. It's like right here. I'm just gonna make little curves. Still not white enough. Oh no. I've gone and grabbed some black on the side where it was next to it on accident. See, that's closer to the color. I'm just gonna grab a big chunk of white. I don't even care. Whatever it takes to get the shade. And something like that. I'm just gonna finish off the white I have over here and the gouache. I've done 3 paintings now with this watercolor, and I haven't had to refill the little trays yet, which is awesome. This airtight palette I have keeps it from getting too I'm just giving little flicks of paint. Just to simulate kind of sparkles. Gonna just rub out that yellow. Fade off some of the harsh edges of this yellow that happened here. Maybe add a little complexity to the top of these trees. Just barely. They're a little chunky. And now I've just crossed over into the small shape category, I would say. This whole time I'm just working with big medium shapes, trying to group everything into form. Abstract shapes. I'm trying to speak a different language. One of the best words of advice I've ever heard was paint what you see, not what you know. And that's exactly what I'm trying to get better at. Just seeing things correctly. Oh, a bug just almost landed on me there. I think it was a bee. Hey, what's up, Auntie Robin? I've already learned a bunch over these last 3 paintings. Let me tell you. And I already enjoy going outside. I'm just making more branchy up here. Bringing out these reflections a little bit more again. They kind of got lost in the blending. This is, I would say that my color study is officially complete at this point. I've learned what I needed to learn. And if I was to give myself a grade, I'd say I didn't get the green in the back quite yellow enough. Or I should say brown and warm enough. It's a bit bright. Like it's not, it's a yellow green. It's not it's not a red green, which is what I needed. And you can see the top of this one because the trees are moving away in perspective here. And where I got a bit carried away, I'm gonna just kind of bring some more of the water out here. Bug has landed on my face about 3 times. Man, it's such a beautiful day right now, let me tell you. That blend. I still think I can get brighter with that sun over there. I'm gonna have one more go at it and carry these out. Coming back here a little bit of. That wasn't the right color. Well, the other best advice I've heard ever for color is to think warm and cools, not to think what color do I need to use. Just think, is it warm? Is it cool? If you see something that's greenish red, just ask yourself, is it warm or cool? And then make the colors accordingly. Because almost nothing is a pure primary color. Usually only man-made things seem to be, like toys. What I love too is I can blend these effects even after they've dried. I'm really new to watercolor, guys, so I'm struggling with the way it works on paper. But I can already see, I can see the potential. So I really gotta bring out this sun here. It's just literally blinding me, like right there. Then it breaks up. That's about where and there. Guess I just had to go white. That's a bit much. There we go. And that wasn't quite right. Oh no! I've gone and smudged it. Oh, okay. There we go. That's better. And let me see if I can grab a little bit of green. Nope, more yellow on that. More yellow. I'm going to use cadmium. Seems to be closer to the sun color. There we go. See what that does. Cool, perfect. Mix a little in there. Something like that. And I think I can bring out the edge of this bridge more. I didn't quite get the color. Oh, it's so hard to draw a straight line like that, let me tell you. Oh, it's terrible. Sorry, it's just about the shapes. What have I got in battery here? 22%. Interesting, it's just holding it at 22. Let's get the yellow highlight on that. Definitely some on these trees. Just a little, I don't want to go crazy here. If anything, it lost too much yellow. Oh man, I'm messing up that line up there. It's bad. Again. Forcing myself to be done with this one here. Mix over into the... I love the way watercolors mix, man. I wish it was this easy with acrylic. They just instantly turn into the color. It's almost like it's too easy to get. It's a double-edged sword. I'm just trying to indicate that a little bit of everything is being touched by the sun here. And by the way, everyone watching, hope a bug don't fly into the painting. Me neither. When I put up that new streaming schedule, I forgot to mention in the post that it was going to activate next week. But it's fine. I think even after sleeping on it again for another night, I want to take the times out of it and just guarantee a stream on those days. Because I think I've had so much fun with this. I've just had so much fun with this outdoor painting that I want to do more of these, and they're kind of hard to plan in the sense that good lighting and weather and stuff, you know? So like I don't want to plan an indoor stream and then be like, ooh, it's beautiful out right now. And I've also realized that working hard on the same painting, at least in the stage that I'm at right now, learning a lot about color, I find myself working on that painting and then needing to go digest some of the things I learned before getting back to it. It's like, so I've been having that process going on too. I'm bringing more yellow into my whitish greenish concoction here. I just want some yellow on these rocks. There we go. I'm just putting some final touches. Now it's kind of cool it's kind of a weird, I think when I started painting this, the sun was more over to the left, and what happened was as I finished, it got over to the right. But it's fine. The scene had a lot of cool colors in it. Let me grab some white here. Go back to my bridge color. And not quite. There's like this bluish lighter gray that's so I'm using gouache. It's like that. That's a big shape I left out. And then at the very bottom of that shape, it jumps right to dark blue again. Oh. Maybe I can. Okay, let me wipe it off. And what I learned about watercolor so far, using it, is that really hard to get those straight edges right now. Failing at that. Oh, that's cool. That's working. Oh, that kind of worked. Is that lighter colors dry darker and darker colors dry lighter? Kind of a brain twister, right? Now the bridge didn't quite get as cool blue as I was hoping. There we go. Something like that. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you'd like to see again, because it's a really easy setup and I really enjoy this actually. I'd be more than happy to keep doing this. There was a cricket on my water bucket just there. It hopped off as I went to dip my brush. Sorry, cricket. Don't want to drink that water. Not good for you. So there's some like just texture on this cement that's missing. No, Jokum. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll make it wider then to fix my ultimate sloppiness. That's cool. I dig. There's some reflective blue light happening here. You can see it. See, that's what I'm trying to learn about, that reflective light. It's so tricky. Cool. Pretty happy with that. I do have some trees and stuff up here in front of me, but they aren't really getting in this perspective enough, I think, in the sense to put it on here. What I will do though is I'm going to take some black that I have hanging out here and some burnt umber. I'm starting to learn my colors and memorize my colors, which actually is useful when it comes to color mixing. Now I made like a dark gray burnt umber here. I'm actually going to make it more gray by adding blue, believe it or not. Blue makes burnt umber gray. And there's a good couple ways with browns to make grays. That's one of the ones I've memorized so far. I just looked up all of them, but I forgot already. I have to refresh my memory. So these trees are just floating a little bit, and ooh, that was really dark. And so I can rub that out there. It's just kind of like these little, you know what it is? I'll bring in some yellow, some cadmium yellow. Still not quite there. I love the format. I can imagine all the beautiful stuff you can paint if you wander outside. Yes. And I just want to learn, get better, study what's happening out there. Maybe I gotta take some of the green with it. Let's see. And it's just like this little things happening on these trees here. There we go. And smudge it out. That's good enough. And another one goes out there and the dirt connects to that one. Oh, I love how watercolor works transparently like that. I'll tell you, it's easier to get the fading effects and blending effects with watercolor, but it's harder to get something like solid and like harsh edges. If you could master the edges in watercolor, I would debate that it's probably one of the best mediums, especially with gouache. I like how it works with gouache. I'm pretty happy with that color study there, guys. I'm running out of light. I think what I'm going to do now, because also I discovered that works really good with watercolor, is pastel chalk crayons. And they help add these cool little finishing touches. So let me see what I can do with that. I think I can get some brighter, more distinct highlights in the water. Just dipping my brush down here quick. So right here I have my Prismacolor. I love these. These are so satisfying because the pigments are so strong. So you gotta be careful with them. That's what they look like. They're for final touches in the foreground because they're so saturated and such strong pigment that it just can ruin the painting. What I love about them is they're chalky. And watercolor dries chalky and matte, and so it just rubs on perfect on top of that. You can get a line and smudge it in as if it's like watercolor. It blends right in with the you can immediately smudge it. It's like charcoal, which is really cool. So I'm just experimenting with these crazy greens here. I think maybe, ooh, I always do that with this. I'll have to fix that. Just come in here with some yellow. There's little texture things here. And just bringing some more yellow into that top there. I didn't quite get. The only downfall of watercolor here is that it's not long lasting and it's not waterproof. So like on like acrylic, when it dries, it's like automatically protected. Where this stuff, I gotta look up how to seal it. I mean, these are my sketchbook studies. But yeah. Oh man, I've gone and messed up all my chalk. Now I have a white one in here. And I'm just adding these little, there's like these little water bubbles, there's like these little white bubbles everywhere. It's kind of like that. That are getting lit up by the sunlight. Let's put some nice shinies over these tree reflections here. Moth just nearly landed right inside my eye. Oh man, this chalk with the watercolor makes some nice effects, let me tell you. This is new for me. Oh boy, I could get used to this medium. This is fun. All right. How we doing on phone battery? Yo, we're still at 21%. $500 stars, dude. 530 stars. I'm just noticing now. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Matt with the 500 big ones and Auntie Robin with the 500 big ones. Whoa. Thank you so much. I didn't even know how to check. I just realized how to do that. Does that pop up? See, the thing is I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone, so it's not working properly. Hey, what's up, little friend? What's going on? I'm trying something new today. Doing a color study. We're just about done. I'm just about out of phone battery here. So apparently if I swipe from the right, it shows me what happened. Thank you so much for those 500 stars, dude. And Auntie, thank you so much. That's crazy. That's 1,030 stars, guys. I really, really appreciate it. You know what it was? My phone was on silent. I think that's what happened. Oh, here we go. Here's my sound options. Huh. Alerts, master volume. Okay. Sorry about that, guys, but thank you so much. I guess I just gotta learn to check that now and again. It's different on the phone. What's the weather like there? Dude, it is absolutely freaking perfect right now. Like, it's like 73 right now, and I'm in like a long sleeve sweatshirt, and I'm like, I could like fall asleep outside. It's so comfortable right now, dude. It's so awesome. Hey, what's up, Auntie June? How you doing today? We're trying something new. I'm getting into my color studies because I can only watch so much videos and learn so much knowledge before I have to literally go out into the real world and study the colors. And let me tell you, I already feel like I've improved, or I've gained some new tricks. But yeah, it's beautiful out right now. Yeah, so apparently, I'm curious now if it'll warn me about the alerts now that I've turned that on. Anyway, This battery's still charging my phone. That's awesome. Looks like we can keep going. I'm just taking a last look there. I'm actually having an easier time looking at my painting because it's the sun's not blaring in my face anymore. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm gonna leave it pretty much as is. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring more detail up in the water up close because there's all these beautiful yellows happening now. The sun has gone below the horizon, which that's not where it was when I started. That's why I have this big shine here. But it's not quite white enough. Let's see if I can just bring a little bit more white in there. Now I know the stream was supposed to start at 5 today. For all you watching, I meant to say in my post that it was supposed to start next week, that schedule. But now that you're all here, what I've decided, I've double changed my mind, and I think I'm just done with the times. So I'm guaranteeing a stream Sunday through Thursday, besides the tentative Tuesday. But because of the nature of how I want to go outside and the nice weather and stuff, and how life can kind of go, I'm just going to announce what time I'll be on day by day. But guaranteed streams on those days. I figured I'd learn really fast by scheduling myself, you know, what would happen and how it would rub off on my life and whatnot. Now, if I were to do this again, there'd be more yellow in the sky, but earlier I was much more in an overcast. There was a cloud in front of the sun, and the sun was higher in the sky, so it was giving me shadows more above the bridge here. Let me see, you can take some of this. Oh, I did it again. Okay. This almost looks white on this, doesn't it? And basically these are just little indications that the water is moving. It just makes it look kind of flowing. Man, water is a never-ending learning experience, how to draw water, because it's so freeform. This is actually like the proper color, I think, because it looks white because of how dark the colors are under it. But, I'm gonna photograph these too and upload them, because apparently watercolor does fade quick over time. There we go. Something like that. And there we go. We have the Narrows Harpeth color study. One of the good pieces of advice I got from the guy I've been learning from is to not pick, like when you're going out to draw, to improve and study a subject, to not pick something that has too big of a drawing problem, if you know what I mean. So something that has really big, easy shapes, distinct colors, warm versus cool, or cool or totally warm. And like, for example, like there's a lot of beautiful things around me right now to draw, but I chose this bridge and the field behind it because it's just it just takes up big chunks. You know, you have a big quarter of the screen taken up by the sky, then another fifth taken up by the grass, then you had a big bridge right through it, which is its own color. And basically what I'm targeting right now is I'm targeting shadow and reflective and ambient light. I'm having the hardest time understanding that. and getting my colors to look correct. So that's my biggest mission right now. I'm trying to figure out ambient and shadow light, which basically is anything that the sun isn't on but that you can still see, in the way to properly color all that stuff. Just been racking my brain. I just got bit by a mosquito. They're coming out now, let me tell you. All right, cool. So I'm gonna close my palette here. This palette's awesome, by the way. It's keeping my paints wet for a while. I'm gonna refill my paints while I'm at it. Let's see. By the way, this is what I've been using. It's this little foldable palette, and these are the watercolors. Got bit by a mosquito again, little bastard. Okay, cadmium orange. I ran out of burnt umber. I have a feeling I'm going to be using a lot of the browns and a lot of the black and white and gouache. I was saying that word wrong for quite some time before I learned how to say it properly. Gouache. I was actually shopping in Michael's craft store, and basically a guy, I asked him where it was, and then he said it without me asking, and I was like, oh, there we go. Now I know how to say it without looking stupid. In my defense, though, it is one of those weird words. Let's see, what color? White. Smash through both whites again. I did buy an extra big tube of that. Now, a pro watercolor guy doesn't need too much white, because it's transparent medium, so he uses the paper for that. But since I mess up a lot, I need white. It's different to think of white as transparency with watercolor. I'm used to just mixing a whole big blob of white in when I need to change the tint. Let's see, what else did I run out of? I used quite a bit of Viridian green. Put more of that in. Got someone walking their dog, I think. Hello. So we're going to wrap up here with refilling the paints. It's been fun. I'm really happy that this worked and it was all good and everything. Thanks for hanging out, as always. Holy crap. And that's awesome. Thanks, man. Someone just walked by. And let's see. That's pretty much all the color. Because basically what's cool about these is that you can let them dry and then reactivate them. That's my favorite part. And then this thing just closes, airtight, and clips down just like that. Boom. Alright. What's up? Just want to turn the camera on, say hi, say thank you. It's getting dark here, so I gotta head home. But I'm so pumped that this works. I just have to make sure I have service, and then basically I can stream anywhere I want. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for the stars, by the way, Matt. Auntie Robin, huge. But let me see. I'm gonna turn the camera around here again, because I wanted to show you just a better close-up shot of what we did. So it was kind of on an angle. And then I'm going to pan up to what I drew. Obviously it's more zoomed out, but I kind of picked that section in my mind right there. So you can see there's too much yellow in my greens. That's what I've learned from this one. So next time it's gonna be more brown greens, red greens for the grass. But overall, what's cool about it is it came out to be a cooler version, a cooler mood than, it almost looks stormy in the way that I drew it, and it's like sunsetty here. But here it looks like a storm's rolling in. It's complete overcast, which is actually cool. I did it on accident. But anyway, without further ado, I gotta get out of here, stop talking to myself out in the middle of the woods. But I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday, and thank you so much. Take care.